a lot to talk about. But first and foremost, the elephant in the room is finally we're returning to Star Trek Prodigy. We had 7 weeks of discovery. 6 of those were without Prodigy, right? We had one glorious day in November that felt like 1993 all over again, with 2 episodes dropping at the same time. Whew.
What a time to be a Trekkie.
Bonnie, just so everybody knows how uber talented you are, can you just give us like one line as the Prodigy ship's computer?
Sure. I do a lot of red alert, unable to comply, access denied.
Nice.
Wow.
Spoiler
Thank
alert.
you.
There's gonna be a red alert somewhere in the series.
Yeah, or as I've already done red alert, so that was no spoiler. But no, or as some people like to say for my voice, hello and welcome. Thank you for calling Verizon. Like it's basically like that.
That's very good. Did you ever do
for Klingon, press 4. Yeah.
Do you ever do commercials,
Awesome.
like commercial voiceover?
It's funny. I don't really do too many. I have a great commercial demo, and I've yet to really book any commercials. So if you're listening and go, gee golly, wouldn't she be delightful talking about Dixie cups? Give me a call.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, that Geico insurance could benefit from her voice.
You guys remember that Geico caveman back in the day? Can we bring him
Yeah.
back?
Wow, yeah.
Yes.
I liked him.
He was my favorite.
He was cool. We
I was
could
sad
have
when he was
been
gone.
buddies. We could have been
I like
drinking
the
buddies.
lizard, though. The
Oh,
lizard's
that guy was
cool.
awesome.
No,
Fine.
no, not even. The lizard is. The lizard is all right. This is our first war of the day. Everybody in the live chat, Geico caveman or Geico gecko.
Oh.
Choose wisely. Let us know who your favorite is. Katie, these were before you were born. Sorry to say.
Yeah. I vaguely remember them when I was like 5, maybe.
Yeah. All right. So while they're deciding in the live chat, let's talk about Prodigy a little bit. Bonnie, can you just walk us through the first 5 episodes of Drop? By the way, everybody, Bonnie has joined the 7th Rule, Sirach and I, to review Prodigy, and she will be returning this week for episode 6 and forevermore after that. Just kidding. But
Forevermore.
maybe.
I mean, I just keep getting stuck in the Zoom meetings. So, isn't this the same one? It's just like a rotation. I haven't moved from this chair in months.
Prodigy hostage.
Yeah.
But how awesome is it for the first 5 episodes to actually see this thing that you've probably been working on for like 2 years, at least a year, but probably 2 from beginning to end, to see it come to fruition? Is it as good? Is it better? Is it not as good as you expected?
Oh, it's 20 times better. Honestly, I knew it was going to be special once I started working on it and, doing scratch, getting the scripts every few weeks. And now it's just solidified my premonition, I guess I should say, but seeing the reaction that everyone's had with it, especially seeing people introduce Star Trek to their kids, and it being the introduction to Star Trek to this younger generation, to where now they're like, they want more, and it's their introduction to now starting to watch Next Generation and Voyager, and being a part of something that introduces the youngins to this universe is so special. And I just wish I had a show like this when I was younger, to get me into Star Trek, because I became a Trekkie later in life. And if I had something like this to kind of be the gateway into the Trek universe, I think I would have been a Trekkie way, way earlier.
It has superstars in it, like the one and only Kate Mulgrew. You did scratch vocals for Kate, or for Kate's character. And you did scratch vocals also for Gwen, is that right?
Mm-hmm, that's correct. Yeah, I got to do scratch. I initially got hired to do scratch for Gwen while they were still trying to cast someone for the role. And then as we were recording they started bringing me in to do Janeway because again, we recorded this all through COVID. So everything was remote, to get people, the right equipment and into studios, at convenient times was difficult. So the animators needed something to start working with vocally. So I was really lucky to jump in on the scratch vocals, especially doing someone like Janeway, who's my favorite captain, and Kate Mulgrew is just such a yeah. I mean, I love Picard, I really do, but Janeway, it's because she's a badass.
Let's guess everybody's captain right now. Muhammad's is Morgan. Anne Marie.
What's the guy with the transparent skull?
Baudet.
Captain
Baudet.
Oh my God, that's mine.
And Katie's favorite captain is it's Janeway.
Yeah.
Janeway for me too, actually.
Hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, please continue, Bonnie.
3 Janeways in a group. I love it.
Yes. Don't get me wrong, Picard's an amazing captain, but Janeway had to put up with some major shit and still kept her cool. But no, her voice is she has that like transatlantic accent. It's an Audrey Hepburn sound to her voice. So basically that's all I did was just do an Audrey Hepburn imitation when I was recording her voice. And I was just like, oh, I hope she doesn't hear this, because I hope she doesn't go, I don't sound like that. I don't want her to be listening to it going like, who is this girl doing my voice? I don't like it.
Oh.
Well, she does watch our show every week. So.
Oh, does she? Oh, no. Janeway.
You heard the story when
Hey,
Garrett
if you're watching.
imitates her, right? When Garrett Wong imitates.
Yeah.
Really?
That's funny.
He does a great imitation, which she does not like, apparently.
I would guess that she wouldn't.
I just have to say, like, Kate, if you're watching, it comes from a place of love. And thank you.
Aw, that doesn't sound half bad. That's a really good I like that. Now, I was wondering, because I'm like very minor league voice acting on small podcast roles, but how the heck do you get so great at voice acting? Like being able to throw in accents and everything like that.
I come from a theater background, so I did a lot of and I'm a character actor, I'd like to say, and a musical theater background. So I think music really helped when it comes to voice acting, different changing your pitch, changing your tone. And I always would get cast as the big, like the, oh, right, like the big crazy characters, or like the, the old ladies, oh my. I'd always get cast as the weird, wacky characters in the shows. And then it just kind of branched into voice acting whenever I found out, like, wait, you get paid to talk funny? Hold on. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. And it's something I just kind of fell into, and I'm so grateful for it, because it's been like such a fun career path, and I'm hoping to continue doing it. I still do a lot of theater, a lot of music. I sing with like 3 bands out here in LA now. So, I still do a lot with music and theater and live performances, but like getting to voice something with voiceover, with theater, you get a little bit of leeway, but with on-camera stuff, your looks really do matter. If you're singled out for, like I can't play an 80-year-old woman on camera. I can if it's like, a crazy caricature or something, or I don't know, makeup,
Mrs.
whatever.
Claus duets you did on Twitter. Those were awesome.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Good knowledge.
But you know what I mean? Like I can't really do a lot of, I'm kind of like typed out of a lot of casting when it comes to on-camera things, but with voiceover, because it's really all about that part of your instrument and not what your face is doing per se. I get to do a lot more. I mean, I obviously don't look like a computer, so there you go.
You kind of do. Like you're like on my screen right now.
That's true. That's true.
Now, Bonnie, don't worry, nobody's watching this. What can you tell us about what we can expect in the next 5 episodes that run basically until February 10th or something like that, right? What can you tell us? And even if it's just, you're going to love it.
Well, you are. I know they've already leaked a few pictures and little tidbits about the current episode coming up on Thursday. And I'll just say, as a Trekkie, I cannot wait for people to watch this one. Well, I mean, so if you see it, you'll notice that there is a Galaxy class bridge shown. You know, a la
That's
a la
gorgeous.
Next Generation, you know, Enterprise bridge looking. So I can at least tell you that much, that obviously something's happening in regards to that. It's such a fun episode, and I can't wait for people to watch it. As for the next 5, oh gosh, that's my brain trying to be like, when did we record those? That was, you know, over a year ago. I don't even know what's coming up. I just remember this episode specifically that's about to air, how excited I was for people to watch it. But I do know for certain that the characters continue to grow, their relationships continue to grow. In the last, you know, episode where they go and they rescue Gwen, you know, we're going to see more of her journey of trying to come to terms with the fact that her father was walking away from her. You know, she's going to have to basically try to figure out where she belongs. Like, you know, she's kind of like in that in-between limbo place of like, is she part of the crew? Does she stay loyal to her family or to her new family? And that's kind of a journey that we're going to take with her. I mean, I don't think that's spoiling anything, because that's obviously something that you can see just from, you know, the last episode.
So this is from Trek
being
Movie.
rescued.
This is from trekmovie.com. The next episode is called Kobayashi. This is what you're talking about as far as the images that have been
But they've
shown.
also leaked, or not leaked, but like released, if you go on Twitter, it's like the animated version of them like revealing the Galaxy class ship bridge. And it's so gorgeous. Like it almost looks real. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We got to see that.
Yeah, Bonnie, you mentioned the character growth, and that's to me one of the things that I found the most impressive with the first 5 episodes too. That these characters all have depth. I mean, often with animated things, everybody's just kind of this caricature and one-dimensional things like that. But you know, using Doll as an example, like, you know, he's on the one hand, he's a little bit of this carefree dive in, and then figure it out later. On the other hand, he's also somebody who clearly is very conflicted about not knowing anything about his ancestry and his parents. And there's all these different. There's a lot of dimensions to it, which is, you know, good storytelling right there. That's the best shows tend to have that, and Trek in general tends to have that well-developed character as opposed to the good guy, the brawny guy, the, you know, whatever. So.
And shout out to the writers, because they fit all of this in and all this character development in 22 minutes instead of like a full 45 to an hour episode that most of us are used to with Star Trek. They're having to condense it into an animated format, and it blows my mind what they've done with these characters, how much they fit in such a short amount of time. Because it's only been 5 episodes, and I feel like they've shown already so much growth and so much, they're showing so much depth in the characters. Just like you were saying, they're definitely not one dimensional. They have so many layers. I always talk about how much I love the character Rock Talk, and I stand on that hill forever. I love that character so much, and she, you know, seeing her in the last episode where she was lamenting about what she saw with the little cute creatures wanting to cuddle her and play with her. They weren't scared of her. Exactly. So you know, I feel like just showing that small moment, that vulnerability that she's showing to the others of how she just wants to be loved and love things in return and not have things be scared of her, which I think is special. I also love the character
plushies of her.
Yes. I love her, and of course, we need Murph plushies.
Yes,
because
a pillow.
Yes,
everybody loves Murph.
It's just something I could go into the new Las Vegas Experience shop. I mean, if there's merch,
brilliant idea,
Katie, you're onto something. It's all like it's you know, the Ferengi way, merchandising. Yes.
Remember those toys you could squeeze and they kind of slip out through your hands because they would just kind of ooze out. That would be perfect for Murph.
That'd be Murph.
Yes.
All of you humans love your merchandise, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, I love that. I love the Zero character as well. I love that kids today are seeing animation is and children's shows in general are starting to show more diversity in the sense of using different pronouns, and having Zero as a Medusan, having them use the pronouns they, them, and not and state out loud that they're not a male or a female, just makes it so much normal for kids growing up today that, as they get older, it's just going to be normal, which is what it should be. So I think that's really important. And I feel like Star Trek in general right now is really showing that diversity. I mean, the latest season of Discovery has been so special, seeing all of that representation, and not just in gender and race, but in, becoming into becoming, I guess, who you are. I mean, just look at the Zora computer character of her becoming a new species entirely. It blows my mind that they're really exploring and trying to make sure that everyone kind of gets a voice, which I love.
Which begs the question, Bonnie, is the Prodigy ship's computer going to have a little back sass soon too? Is she going to be like,
oh,
Zora,
don't I wish it? Don't I wish it?
Where Janeway says like, make sure you plot a course for whatever she says. And then the ship's computer goes, who the fuck are you? You're not my boss.
Yeah.
Or I don't feel like it. Are we going to...
Like, I'm sorry, I'm on break.
There you go.
I'm a union computer.
Oh man, that would be great.
Oh man.
It's great that you keep up with the other shows, Bonnie, by the way. That's because I mean you were just referencing the most recent episode of Discovery from
I hope I didn't spoil it for anyone.
No, but that was great. It's really cool to see that you're that engaged with it as part of the community.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
I love it.
Okay, so before we close the book on Prodigy, Bonnie, is there anything that you would like to tell us about the next 5 episodes? Anything like, is it, was it more fun recording the next 5 episodes? Do you not quite remember? It's all somewhat of a blur. Is there a specific episode that you thought was better than the others or more interesting or that we need to keep an eye on?
I do know, I'm not quite sure if the episodes I'm thinking of are in the next 5, so I don't want to give anything away. I will say in the next one coming up, as the computer saying the lines that I got to say, I was, they had to calm me down a lot. I had to do a few different takes of different lines, just in case they had to see like what was going to be the final scenario or the final choices. I'm trying not to give anything away and also not get sued. I don't want the Hageman brothers coming after me.
This will all make sense in a week.
This will all make
we're gonna
sense
look back
in 2 days.
2 days. Yeah, we're gonna be like, oh.
Well, I'm dying to know if there's a major computer voice because there's obviously a holodeck.
Well, I do know that when I asked if they wanted me to mimic her voice in any way, they wanted an original computer voice. So I will say that it is my computer voice speaking. But I feel like I embody the legacy of her because she is such a legend. But yes, so I know for a fact in the next episode, I remember recording my lines and kind of freaking out in a good way, not like, oh no.
I love it.
It's a lot of fun. And as a Trekkie, I was very excited too. And I can't wait for people to see this episode.
Watch out for that fear data.
Who out of the 4 of us, besides Bonnie, do you think is going to watch the next Prodigy episode first? Like, right?
Because I just watched all the episodes last night, so I'm like totally ready for 3 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. Sorry, okay. I win.
We'll see.
But I get to get up
might
early
watch it
for
today.
work, so I just watch it straight as it comes out.
That's what I do. I get up and get on the treadmill, put it on.
I might just watch it today, so I would win then. Anne Marie, sorry to say.
True, that's true.